Thank you, Rick, for your beautiful and generous introduction. And thank you, Claire, for introducing Rick. Your Eminences, Honorable Justices, dear colleagues, members of the Armenian Bar Association, dear friends. As a child growing up in Lebanon, it was my dream from a very early age to become a lawyer. And also I never hesitated, but I never thought in my wildest imagination that in the early stage of my career, I would land on the shores of the United States, and in particular in New York, as a consequence of the Civil War which had disrupted violently my homeland. Compared to many of my friends and colleagues who remained in Lebanon or who left for other shores, mainly to France and the Gulf countries, in search of safety and prosperity, I was blessed to have landed in this beautiful country of ours about 48 years ago, almost to the day. And in particular, settling in New York gave me the opportunity to develop and hold an international and diversified practice with a network of mainly foreign clients engaged in cross-border transactions or other matters. No doubt how right they are when they say that America is a land of opportunity. I don't think I would have made it as well anywhere else in my professional or personal, family and social life. Standing here today at an event hosted by the Armenian Bar Association might feel for many of my fellow Armenians like a milestone of their professional achievements in recognition of a successful career. For me, the Armenian Bar Association goes beyond that. It is an institution which has historical meaning. You might be surprised to hear that in Lebanon, which was considered to be the heart of our diaspora, with a population of a few 100,000 in the 60s and onward, while there were hundreds of, if not thousands, of Armenian professional engineers, doctors, pharmacists, and dentists, by the time I graduated from law school, there were only 5 or 6 practicing attorneys. You will wonder why. Well, my friends, it was a result of the indirect consequences of the traumatic effect of the genocide of 1915. The feeling among the population and the leadership of the community was that history might repeat itself and force another persecution, and you could need to have a profession which could move on with you to new shores. Being a lawyer, unfortunately, did not fit that criteria. It was considered to be a so-called local profession. Even the Armenian organizations that I have the honor of presiding for over the last 22 years, while it used to provide the largest number of grants to college students, it had adopted a policy of priority that we needed to provide means of survival to the new generations wherever they move to, a profession that can travel with them. Obviously, the situation has changed since then. With some exceptions, like the late Governor George Majan of California, Armenians in general have been shy about seeking public or political positions in America or elsewhere. Even in France, where we have the second largest community of our Western diaspora. It takes 2 to 3 generations to feel securely rooted and integrated into a new country, to have the courage of becoming involved in local politics and administration. It takes time to feel that the land is your land. Let me tell you, Armenians are ready now in America. As a matter of fact, in the mid-70s, even New York did not count too many Armenian members in the judicial or legal field. That is why today, when I see that we have an organization called the Armenian Bar Association, with over 1,000 members, it gives me a feeling of comfort that we are here to stay. This is what America means. It is our land as Americans of Armenian descent. Under the Ottoman Empire, for over 600 years, a population of about 2 million Armenians thought that they were living on their land. They had their churches, their schools, their institutions. They felt fully integrated, and yet, for instance, a very prominent lawyer named Krikor Zohra was among the first to have been hung on April 24, 1915, the day of the commemoration of the genocide, even though he was one of the closest advisors to the Sultan and part of the inner circle. Many other prominent Armenians had occupied high-profile positions in the government and were fully part of the local leading network. Unfortunately, history decided their fate. Like immigrants from all over the world who come to the shores of America, the Armenians found a land offering them safety, equal opportunity, and prosperity. Here, we have integrated ourselves in critical ways to become part of the social fabric of our country. We have in these rooms such examples of this fact. I would like to mention that among us tonight is Honorable Judge Claire Cheki, who comes from She comes from a traditional Armenian family and even attended our own AGBU Camp Nuba. She is a model servant serving as a federal judge in Newark, New Jersey. I salute you, Claire, and thank you. You are a critical example and inspiration for young people, and especially young lawyers here today. I consider being a judge, as you and Judge Rowan are, is a calling which provides you and your colleagues on the bench with the most notable endeavor to public service, far and above the service to a community. Without the independence, integrity, and high standard of our justice system, America would not be what it is. And now, having spoken enough on the historical struggle of the Armenians with the legal profession for the past century, let me share my experience and feelings about public service, being apparently one of the reasons that I'm invited to be here tonight. Well, my friends, life is not only who you are or the pride of your professional achievements. It goes beyond that. What I have enjoyed and never regretted in any moment of my professional journey, I have felt the biggest reward and self-fulfillment in having had the opportunity of being part of someone else's life. Since my early teens, AGBU has been the primary vehicle of my engagement in public service. It might sound somehow parochial, but as they say, charity starts at home. While since childhood I have remained active in various organizations, I consider serving AGBU and the Armenian Church as a calling, as a mission. It is the most wonderful organization which has been on the forefront of assisting Armenians for about 120 years. Established almost a decade before the horrors of 1915, the leadership had vision and deep sense of duty to serve. In the aftermath of the genocide, AGBU established orphanages, built schools, and later on granted thousands of scholarships and built and developed educational and youth centers all around the communities in the diaspora. It is present today in more than 36 countries and 120 cities outside Armenia. AGBU remained faithful in the pursuit of its mission through the decades. Through its activities, programs, and publication, it reached out today to more than 500,000 people thanks to the continued vision of its group leadership and our global volunteers and supporters, among which I see many here today. I am thankful for AGBU, as well as the other organizations which have given me the opportunity to serve. The rewards and fulfillment that such public engagement provides brings the most joy in one's life. All those who have lived such experience understand what I mean. It remains one's main legacy, and you should feel grateful if you are offered the chance to be engaged. Your family is yours. Your profession is yours. But the public and community are what makes the difference. I urge each and every one of you to find an outlet of engagement. The cause or community should speak to you as an individual, but don't serve with the expectation of an interest or gratitude from others. I promise you, personal and spiritual fulfillment is the best reward you will receive. In order to strive for success in business and find time for public service, I must mention that this could not have been possible without a partner who has always encouraged and supported me in my endeavor. Even though my work has often taken me away from my family, my wife, Vera, has been my biggest supporter in this mission. I must also mention that I'm very proud that my two daughters, Annie and Lara, are also committed to these ideals, offering their expertise and time to various causes in America and around the world. That being said, I thank you, Armenian Bar Association, for this honor, and frankly, I'm enjoying it. In conclusion, I thank the board of the Armenian Bar Association for this honor, the organizers of this event, Surin Israelian, and others, my friend Rick Newcomb, and all of you for being here tonight. Life is getting tougher every day. Basic social and human values seem to be endangered. And I call upon you all to become engaged in public service in order to build a just and equitable society. The more you give to others, the more satisfaction you get in return. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, please. Thank you very much.
On this occasion, the plaque that we're presenting reads, the Armenian Bar Association, on the occasion of its Public Servants Dinner 2024, proudly acknowledges Berge Setrakian, President, Armenian General Benevolent Union, AGBU, in recognition of your long-standing dedication of the highest levels of public service in the non-profit sector and your commitment to the preservation of the vitality of the Armenian community around the world.
Thank you very much. I think it is one of the largest, both in size and in spirit, award that I ever received. Thank you very much.